harder.
I just want to
And the lady over here with the clips, who's clipping on our stuff right there, that's Joe.
We're missing your backpack.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, and welcome to the Coco's Pie Eating Contest! Yeah! Okay, this is the really good food place to be, and we're going to serve up here some delicious Coco's pie. We've been getting that every single day. And then sometimes we get a strawberry. And then sometimes we get a
And it's end of try.
Yeah? You think so?
Don't stop, I didn't say to stop, trouble.
You're going to try it.
Come on, team!
You have a teacup. Alright, because we brought you
I see it. It's
teacup.
coming around the corner.
We have a teacup.
And she comes. Here it comes. And we have tea.
You know, now we need an exploding teacup card. Like one of those little...
And a round of applause for our lovely dormouse. You may have trouble tracking her down sometimes. She's usually hiding in the teapots. But she comes out to make sure that you all have tea for the tea etiquette party. Isn't that exciting? So I'm Madam Askew, I'm your tea lady today. I am a friend of the Mad Hatters. We do have tea on a regular basis. And I am a cousin to the Red Queen. Most definitely not the Red Queen. I would never make that mistake because I would be terrible. She gets very angry, you know, that Red Queen, with the croquet and the flamingos. So I'm very careful, just a cousin. So, thank you all for joining us today, and I am so delighted. This is my last time doing tea manners here at the fair, and I'm very excited that it gets to be with each of you. So thank you for joining us. Now, who here likes tea? Oh, lots of tea aficionados, delightful. And who has been to a tea party outside of Wonderland? Alright, some official tea partiers, but none of you have been to a tea party in Wonderland before. You have? Oh good, good, we may call on you for some assistance. Excellent, thank you darling. So, the thing is, the tea etiquette in Wonderland is a little bit different than the tea etiquette you might use with the Queen of England. Now, you should not use any of the advice I'm about to give you if you are ever invited to tea with Queen Elizabeth. She'll throw you in the Tower of London. She's very cranky about that, and also her corgis. You should be very nice to them, right? Feed them the biscuits every time. So, but here we've got Mad Tea, and Mad Tea has its own special rules. As you know, sometimes you have to move down the table, sometimes you have to look for the dormouse, occasionally you're looking for a raven. It's very confusing. So how do you make your way to a Mad Tea party? Well, the first thing is the invitation. If you do not send out invitations, you will have no one at your tea party. And there's nothing worse than setting the table for 50 and having all of that tea and cake and cookies for yourself. It's a very lonely feeling. So you must send out your invitations. Now, I personally do like the engraved invitations, which I like to send by koala. Some people like to use ravens, but the thing about ravens is they're cheeky. They will stop to chitter-chatter and also to pick up shiny objects, and your invitation will never arrive. So I do not recommend the ravens. The koalas, however, do have a delightful pouch into which they can hide your invitation while moving through the trees, and upon arrival, your invitation is safe, crisp, and it smells like eucalyptus. How perfect is that? So Koala Express is very good. You may also deliver your invitation in person, through a rhyme or riddle or piece of poetry. People love that, when you deliver an invitation that's incomprehensible but clearly meant for a party. I recommend turning it into a game of charades whenever you can. So those are very jolly ways to invite people to tea in Wonderland. Once you have invited the people to tea, it's a really good idea to actually have tea. I mean, I think that's a principal rule on mad tea etiquette. Is if you're going to have a tea party, you should really actually serve tea. If you're serving rhubarb juice, people are disappointed. Also, it's strange rhubarb juice. It will turn your tongue pink. And that's not what anyone is looking for at tea. So, serve the tea. And you're going to serve it piping hot, full of steam, fully steeped, ready to not be drunken. Exactly. Because, you know, you don't want anyone to burst into flames upon drinking their tea. So you, as a guest at the tea, must wait until your teacup is actually just precisely ready to drink. And finding that precise moment can be quite challenging because the steam is so inviting, especially in this weather where everyone is freezing to death and just so very cold, right? So you're ready to warm up. You just want to dive into that really hot cup of tea, but you have to hold off. You have to hold back. You have to assess the teacup. And the first assessment is the sniff. Now when you are sniffing your teacup, you are looking for a few features. First of all, you are determining, can I drink this tea? Or is it something that I am unable to imbibe? In which case, you know, you just have to stare at your teacup in a sad fashion because there's only this tea. So hopefully you can imbibe this one. The next step is to determine the heat of the tea. Now when you do the sniff test, you can sometimes tell by the heat of your sniff if it's going to cause you to combust. If your nose feels like it's on fire, you should not drink your tea. However, if it's in the middling range, you may want to try the blow maneuver across the tea, which is used to cool the surface temperature. Now, at a mad tea party, it is insufficient to merely blow quietly and discreetly across your tea. You must make as big a spectacle of it as possible while also being efficacious, which means you must blow slowly and musically. I recommend Brahms, the Queen of Hearts prefers Mendelssohn. So just keep in mind, if you're having tea with the Queen of Hearts, never, ever sing the Brahms lullaby. She goes completely off her rocker. It's terrible. You thought the Roses were a travesty. Wait until you see Brahms. So, Mendelssohn is for the, you know, subtle blowing to cool your tea because it's very laborious and slow. And then, once you've cooled your tea to the proper temperature, obviously, you need to actually pick up your teacup. Now, the very very important question arises. Pinky or no Pinky? Oh, yes. Well, we have a saying. That's right. The Lemon Pirate is correct. When in doubt, Pinky's out. That's right. So here in Wonderland, we believe in the full Pinky extension. But you must let your tea party companions know when you are about to extend your Pinky. And the best way to do this is to subtly and with grace telegraph that you are about to unfurl your Pinky. So I like to take my teacup in hand, right like so, with my Pinky firmly closed. We're at table level, right? And then I move slowly across my body, up to shoulder level, and then unfurl the Pinky, and over the head of my tea-drinking companion, so that I do not take out any eyes or remove any heads. Exactly, you're all doing this very well. No one's been blinded by the Pinky. Excellent work. Now, once you've unfurled the Pinky, you have a question. Do I use a graceful Pinky held close to the hand in a gazelle-like fashion, or do I use the militant, aggressive ninja Pinky? Right, the ninja Pinky. The Pinky known to steal spectacles at the slightest provocation.
And lemon.
And lemon. Oh, lemons. Beware the lemon pirates. They will steal your lemons. You will never get to lemon your tea as long as a lemon pirate is near. It's true. It's very dangerous, lemon pirates. So you may want the ninja Pinky engaged merely to defend yourself from the lemon pirates. You can duel with Pinkies if you must. Sort of fork your lemon with your Pinky finger and then do some sort of somersault and throw it into your teacup. It works like a charm. It's a bit, of a practiced maneuver. I recommend, doing some rehearsals before tea, because the somersault could actually spill your tea, which would be dreadful, wouldn't it? We don't want any spilled tea. No. It is a party foul. So, now you have grasped your cup, your Pinky is unfurled, and you are ready to drink your tea. But do you slurp the tea, or do you sip gracefully and silently? Now, if you're the Queen of England, you should sip gracefully and silently. But at the Mad Hatter's Mad Tea Party, we don't have any of that silent nonsense. Oh no, we want a spectacle. In fact, we want you to be as marvelous as possible. So we recommend the musical sip maneuver. And personally, I'm rather fond of Beethoven, but some people I don't know, what is his name? Tchaikovsky. Right, no, the 1812 overture, that will really get them going at tea. And it may cause teapots to explode. So should your teapot start to vibrate menacingly, you should take cover under the tea table, lest it explode and unleash an untoward tea lid. There's nothing worse than an untoward tea lid to the eye. I assure you it's happened to me at tea parties. So now you're set. You know how to drink your tea, you know how to hold your teacup, and you know how to invite people to tea. Does anyone have any questions about Mad Tea etiquette? Yes, darling.
Where does the tea come from?
Oh, the tea. The tea comes from mysterious creatures that we keep in trees. They live amongst the roots of trees, and they appear like little Keebler elves with biscuits on trays and teapots ready to pour tea. I actually don't know where they come from. They're like little tea elves. I really like them. They also clean the tea crockery. Yes.
Is there a special way that you should arrive at the tea party?
Oh, how do you arrive at the tea party? That is an excellent question. Well, I like a velocipede. That's a very charming way to arrive, but you might also want to arrive a caterpillar, if you can convince the caterpillar to leave his mushroom stump. Or if you can find Topsy-Turvy in his four-wheeled conveyance, he will certainly bring you to tea. Sometimes you can just fall through the rabbit hole right to the tea party, and that is the best way. Yes, you, young lady.
You can make the tea on different flavors.
You can make the tea different flavors. Sometimes it's by whim. Sometimes you may have several flavors, but I don't recommend putting all of the flavors into the same pot because then you don't know what you're drinking, and that's very confusing. Yes. All right, you have another question, you delightful cheeky creature.
Where did the teapots come from?
Oh, well, generally speaking, the teapots come from China because they're made in China. It's actually very logical how that works. There's a long story for that, but suffice it to say that the Keebler elves are able to go to China and procure teapots. One last question from you. You are my darling creature. All right.
Where did the tables come from?
Well, the tea tables. Now that is a grave secret, and only true and noble tea scouts can answer that question. So you must all take your pinky to your forehead at this moment and swear the tea scout oath with me. I, as a tea scout, do solemnly swear to always share good tea with friends. To only brew real tea. And to never share my lemons with scallywags. You're not a scallywag, you're a pirate. You're fine.
I can never share my lemons with scallywags.
Right, pirates are fine, scallywags are simply not cricket. Alright,
Give me your lemons.
now that we've had the tea scout oath, it is safe to tell you that the tables actually spontaneously grew from the floor as soon as we decided to have a tea party. It was magic. So thank you all so much for attending Mad Tea Etiquette today. I hope you had a grand time. Please join us at 2:30 for tea dueling. Oh yes, the sport of steampunks everywhere. And in the meantime, have a delightful time at the fair. Thank you.
Oh my dear, should we wander down?
Penultimate, but the last one, the very last one, to eat your Mickey in one fell swoop into your mouth, clean on to win the duel. Sounds easy. You just have to balance a soggy biscuit in your hand and hope that it will hold firm with your honor long enough for you to eat it. But there are how many ways to lose? 3! And what is the first way to lose? The splash! The splash when you lose your Vicky into your cup, creating shame tea. Do not drink the shame tea, it's chewy. No one likes chewy tea. What is the second way to lose? The splatter! The splatter, which could open a portal out of Neverland into a place where you have to. Also known as Wonderland. And Wonderland. I travel to many lands. Sometimes I tea duel with Klingons. It gets very confusing, right? There's time travel. So out of Wonderland, possibly into Neverland, nicer, Catapult, or worse, into the real world, where you have car payments and a mortgage. So beware the splatter. But the splatter's not the worst, oh no. What is the third way to lose? The splash! The splunge! When you lose your Mickey on your person, shaming yourself and your airship. Yes, the shame may even fall on your goggles. Your victory is the least shameful cargo to man. Not my lemons! Oh, your lemons are lost, my dear. Yes. Do you have any questions about tea dueling? Do you feel ready to embark upon this adventure? Yeah. Good. So I have one final question for all of you. This is a very important question. Are you ready to crumble?
Why am I not scooting in?
It's live.
Oh, you're recording?
I cannot wait to see you guys drunk.
We are
It takes the bishop to rush down.
He's the king, he just took the... Right, but then the king is open, you know?